Hi, everyone. Welcome to Unofficial Therapy with your girl Waheeda. Today, I'm joined with Dre Allen, and he comes from all the way from Kingston, Jamaica. I learned that your name means the place where Dre goes to be alone with Jah. I thought that was so well put. I love that name. I love the meaning behind your name. Um, Unofficial Therapy, we talk about everything as it relates to heart healing and mental health. And I kind of want to chat with you about your journey in the music business. I want to talk with you about just your journey in life. And so let's get started.
Okay, let's go. Life, first and foremost, you just say Jerry Island, the place where I go to find Jah, to be with Jah. Because, they say island, they just teach you that an island is a small landmass surrounded by water, but then when I search on, because I got the name originally from my cousin,
Mm-hmm.
he just called me Jerry Island one day.
Mm-hmm.
And the name stuck on me in the house till it became a community name, till now it become a worldwide name. But before it became a community name, I looked up the meaning because we all learned that they say no man is an island, no man stand alone. That's what we learn in school hymns and all these things growing up.
That's right.
So when he said Dre Island, I never took on to the name at first, but I never denied the name
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
You know, I research and research until I found that that's a place to where you go to find yourself. I'm like, oh, that's my space and time to go find Jah, to be I. So getting names, words, sound, and power, eventually, I'm here at this point, where Rastafari take over, where my spirituality moved from what I was born in, because I was born in Jamaica, as you just said, Kingston, and that is a Christian country, you know. And while growing up in the family household, a Christian household, you have to adhere to the rules of the house, you know. And then being on my own now, when I was 16, living on my own from then, getting the name Dre Island, it really made me learn more about myself, wanting to know about myself more because of the name, and it also created that space where Jah took over and used me as his vessel to carry on his message through music, through my life, through me.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. I listened to the album, and I will say that's exactly how I felt. I felt like it was a spiritual journey, right? All of the songs really spoke to me, and I felt like a strong sense of peace, from one track to the next, that transition. It was beautiful. And that's why I feel like you manifested that with that name. It's like you were calling all of that when you
Yes, I,
when
yes,
that
I.
name, was placed on you. And I think that's such a powerful way to represent yourself internationally.
Because at the end of the day, as I say, word, sound, and power, you don't want to give yourself certain elements if you're not planning to live on that or step in that way, you know what I'm saying? And I am a living testimony to see where my name come about. And put it like this, I was writing my first song, Rastafari, Find Them Flaws, songs like those from before I start Rast Up, before I start Not Up. Ones used to tell me that, Dre, the songs them where you are right. And I have to go be Rasta.
Mm.
And I used to look at them and say, no, nah, Rast Up, because we young. We get the kids from in Jamaica. We don't know all the extra things, what people talking about. We just living young, wild, and free at the time, and we had a passion for love, for music. A love for music. So with that passion, it led us into studio. Doing what we do with the passion. We used to write songs like Rastafari, as I say, and Find Them Flat. And even though I was called on stage in 2010 to sing with a well-known dancehall artist, Ding Dong,
Mm-hmm.
Ravers, from Jamaica, and it was a very huge show because the first time I've ever been on stage is funny. We did. I built. So I was a producer first.
I remember reading that. And I wanted to get into that because I think that in music, as I'm doing my research, you know, I've learned producers are really so instrumental in the music making process. And with the right producers, you can create these sounds that live forever and that stand the testament of time. There's songs that we listen to even to this day that were made years and years ago, but they still resonate with us. And that's because of the role the producer played. And I read,
100%.
and as I'm reading your bio and finding material about you, I find out that you play the piano. I,
That's right.
I find out that you started as a producer and then you transition to an artist. So I do want to like talk about like what that was like.
It, well, at first I started playing the piano. Started with piano lessons from I was 3, basically kindergarten stage, and it was all my life till now. But I really graduated when I was 18 at grade 8.
Okay.
Um, then moved on, from after school and graduated from piano lessons.
Because the school system is different in Jamaica, and so, you know, just so you know, like it's a little different than New York school system,
100%.
right? And so
100%.
Kingston, the grades are measured differently. So basically, essentially, that's you graduating high school at 18, right?
Well, I did graduate high school at 16,
Okay.
but even when I graduated high school, I was still doing piano lessons.
Okay.
You
So
know,
that was just the piano was just something that you did
it
throughout
was
your life.
private. It
Okay.
was private, different from separate and apart from being at school.
Okay.
That was something that I was doing privately.
And your family,
The-
they pushed you to do that.
Every year I wanted to give up piano
Wow.
lessons. My family would have never let me give up, and I give thanks for that for this day because, we're young teenager, peer pressure. My friends going to half a tree to look girls. I had to be in piano lessons. I wanted to go look girls too, but look at me now. So I give thanks for grandma and my dad who pushed me consistently, and made sure that I'm this musician that I am today. So it was that transition from piano to producing after school, and I learned a lot of things then where engineering, where sound is concerned, frequencies,
Yeah.
a lot of technical part of the music that I never understand because I was doing more of the practical and the theory, but then the technical part where making the music now is concerned. That's what I started to learn after piano lessons. I graduated, and then I started producing really and truly
Mm-hmm.
at in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
The first rhythm I remember I built was for Ding Dong. And it wasn't even for Ding Dong, it was for one of my friends.
Okay.
Sheldon, he's also a producer. He asked me to build a beat for him. I built the beat, left like 1 o'clock in the morning to go to my house, get a phone call. Yo, you need to come back to the studio, Ding Dong here, and he needed to sing on the hook. Like, sing on the hook for what? It was like, the demo that you leave on the hook, I forgot I left a demo on the hook, because that's what we used to do. We build a beat, we go inside the booth same time and sing.
Yes.
Because it was just my passion.
Yes.
Not knowing what I would have been, And anyway, we went back to studio, sing the song. This was about October 2009. And December 2009, I got a phone call that I need to come to a rehearsal up by Jamaica College. Went to the rehearsal, me and my cousin that gave me the name Dre Island. Went to the rehearsal, we saw a big choir. Like, choir? It's like, yo, what is for? What we gonna do?
Yeah.
We have Shaggy and Friends, January the 2nd, to perform. I'm like, who going on the stage to perform Shaggy and Friends? I'm like, ding dong, like, you and me. Like, no, man, an artist, so can't go on the stage to perform, And 2nd of January 2010, I'm on stage in front of thousands of people. Huge show at the Governor General lawn in Jamaica with Ding Dong performing with a big choir. beautiful response. And the same year he brought me to Reggae Sunfest. So the two stages I performed was two main stage, two
Wow.
international
And
stage.
that is the first time you're
First
even
time,
being exposed to
and
this stuff.
and I'm being exposed, and in back of my head, and my cousin said, "Yo, we're not on this artist thing, we're producers."
Yeah.
So after the Reggae Sunfest, that was the summer of 2010. I went back to doing just what I was doing regular. It never even hit me that, yo, this is the start of what the greater things to come.
Yes.
It wasn't until 2011, around that time, Baby G, the son of King Jamins,
Mm-hmm.
brought me to his studio and introduced me to his little brother, Jam 2. And while speaking to Jam 2, Jam 2 just look at me and say, yo, that voice, so you have, say you can sing.
Just from the way it sounds, he could tell.
And I'm like, what going on with these people that talk about me for sing? What do you mean by I can sing? I'm like, yo, bro, your voice, you can't sing. I'm saying, I love music. Some, of course, we all can sing. That's the answer I gave him. I'm like, nah, bro. We could do some work together. I'm say, you want me sing? We could do an album together. You the producer, me the artist. And that's where I realized that I had
That ability.
talent, ability to
Yes.
even write music.
That's beautiful.
To that extent, we did actually 31 songs in the space of 6 months. None of those 31 songs came out. So in the back of my head, I was like, you see, this ain't for me, we're going to go on and do something different. And it was not until 2013, January, a song that I wrote. And this is, I write music by making the beat. At that time, I would make the beat, then sit in front of the microphone, record myself, and that's how I write song, right in front of the microphone. One of those songs that I recorded them with the intention that I'm going to find an artist one day to give it to, and I'm going to manage that artist and produce that artist. And that's the song that leaked 2013, January, Rastafari Way.
Wow.
And that's when my tour started. That's when everything started. And that's when I had to take on who I am,
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that, all this time you was just a vessel, a puppet on the string for Jah. Jah was really grooming you for this, for now,
Yeah.
So that's why the way how I do music and the way I receive the music is like that, because I realize that the purpose that I do music is of a greater cause than self, than just I being here hyping up or being my list of running down material things. It's more of me to sing and make a joyful noise unto the Lord, inspire people, heal people, teach people and lead them into the path of righteousness. Based off of how I connect with my source, not how I think. You know what I'm saying? So my music is definitely one of a spiritual
Expression. I
and
feel like it's a
also
spiritual expression.
life. Like
Yes.
I can't imagine something and sing about it. It's not going to feel right to me. I can't say it. Hence, I don't really write music with people. I've done it before, back in them time in 2013, 2012, with a doc. He was a doctor, but he loved music too. He's a great writer. And from then, it's like I don't find myself doing none of that anymore, because it have to be real,
Yeah.
Because I don't write with pen and paper, as I say. Last thing I say before I sing any song is, Jah, give me the right words to sing to your people.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's your prayer right before you create.
And I never miss that beat. I always say that.
That's magical. I want to talk about your spiritual journey. I want to talk about Rastafarianism. I want to talk about
Rastafari. Just say
Rastafari.
Like yes,
I want to talk about what that means for you, being a Rasta. What does that mean for you?
For me, being Rastafari is everything for me, because, as I said earlier, I was born in a Christian home. I was indoctrinated on that. I was told to do that, and this was something that anybody asked me to do or introduced me to, it was more I lived, I saw, and I had to take on the responsibility. I had to take on this flesh, and Rastafari for me is a way of life, it's a peaceful way of life. It's love, it's unity, it's family,
Community.
community, what I'm saying? It's fellowship, it's responsibility, you know, and it's everything that I step with. It's my journey, it's my movement, it's you know.
It's so interesting because as I'm reading about what the what that religious thought is about, it makes so much sense because it's all natural. It's like a natural way of living,
Yeah, free way of life,
right?
natural, And I won't even put it in the way. I understand when you say religion just to make people identify, but it ain't
Yes.
even a religion for me, It's just a free way of life.
Yeah.
It's 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 something that you just have to accept within yourself.
Yeah.
It's not me sitting down and telling you. Of course we can teach, of course we teach you music, teach you speech, as I say, it's fellowship, but it's all up to you, you
Yeah,
know,
because it's a conduct, right? It's the way you conduct yourself in the world,
100%.
and it's the standards and principles and morals and values you live
Setting
by.
yourself away and free and apart from Babylon, everything that they would want you to desire, would want you to have that you don't need,
Yeah.
and dealing with what's necessity.
And also what they want you to have, need, or worship that could destroy you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Something that you don't need.
Yeah.
That's not life, but you should. Rastafari come to tell you to focus on what's necessary,
Yeah.
what is, what's supposed to. What like you can't break. One law I always tell people you can't break is the law of Jah. Because if you stop your breath, you know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? If you don't drink water, you know what's gonna happen. If you don't eat food, you know what's gonna happen. So the law of the earth, the elements, those are the law that I honor. Because those law you can it is impossible for you to break them.
And it's standard across all race, religion, color, creed, right?
And
Those laws
and
exist
nobody
regardless.
asks you to honor it, but you have to honor it.
Mm.
Because it's the law of Jah. Yeah.
I was looking at the diet, and it's so interesting because right now everyone wants like the organic diet, the healthy diet, right? And when I'm Caribbean, and so I was raised in a household where understanding the Rasta diet was something that we knew about, right? It was introduced to us when we were younger, and depending on your palate, if you liked vegetables or not, you would love it or you would hate it. But like I'm so thankful that I was introduced to that as a young person, because that is documented that that's the way to eat. When you look at that diet, when you look at the way the meals are prepared, how healthy it is, it's the proper way to prepare your food. Just that vegetarian diet, and it really is, when you think about it, life, like promoting your life, the way you eat, the way you conduct yourself, the way you pray. I always loved that like way of thinking, you know?
I mean, what you eat define your body, define you too. Because what you put inside is what's going to come out. So if you put waste in, it's waste going to come out naturally. And there's certain food that you eat, herbs and spices that you eat that come from the land, fruits, vegetable. I call it happy food because your organs actually you feel it inside, you feel inside of you smiling when you eat these foods. Versus I used to eat meat, growing up as a kid. I remember on Sunday eating Sunday dinner. I never used to like Sunday dinner growing up. It would be the best Sunday dinner they cooking. I would have never like, cause I never like sleeping in the day. And Sunday is the only day I would have always drop asleep right after eating food.
Mm.
So growing up now and thinking back on those days and see now, cause you change your diet as they say, and it always flash back like, yo, That's why the something is good. Now I eat food, I be want to stay up. I feel happy inside,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, as I say, what you put in is what you're gonna give.
Do you consume alcohol?
I do.
You do, but
Yeah, I do.
just not like regularly.
I look at life. It's no partiality. Even if I don't consume it regularly or not,
Yeah.
I do. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not healthy either.
Mm.
No. Even though they will say a little bit of everything is good in moderation,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's healthy.
Yeah.
Using the herbs is healthy.
Very healthy.
It's super healthy.
I
It's
mean,
magical.
herbs, spices, all of these things promote our lives.
Yeah,
We
so
were
they
learning,
say.
for years, Caribbean people have been cooking with like turmeric and curries and all of that coming from like the old world. And now,
Anything from the earth that come natural,
right?
it's always good.
And then now it's like everywhere you go, turmeric, or everywhere you go, this, herb or this spice or this fruit.
Yeah, growing up here, you say only Indian people love turmeric or you Jamaican because
Yes.
I love curry.
Yes. Most Jamaicans do.
I love curry. But yeah, you got to treat yourself, your body right. You can't just think about the outside, the clothes, and where you go wear the outfit, and then inside that you can move or function right enough to even carry the weight of the clothes.
That's
on the
right.
outside, you see me? So we have to always keep in mind, and I'm glad, as you say, a lot of people getting more aware and conscious about what they eat, what they consume and drink. So we give thanks so the knowledge reach. It's a lot of knowledge that Rasta used to teach from then that I too grew up in Jamaica hearing, because
Yeah.
it wasn't in my house. And I used to hear it through the music, through ones on the road stop by and listen what they must say, and they always be speaking life and saying these things, what to eat, what not to eat, how to move, how to step.
How to use herbs.
You know what I'm saying? So the fruits too,
Yeah.
all of these things, because they use the fruits and make wine.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Everything is good in moderation, but it's how you use it
Yes.
and how you process it to make what you want to use it. Because you can use wine; it's healthy.
Yes. It's so interesting because even alcohol, some alcohol is better than other alcohol depending on the grains that's used or the
Use,
berries that's used.
use.
So
Yeah.
like if you know that stuff, then
So
you know
that's
some
what I'm
people will
saying.
choose red wine versus white
White
wine.
wine.
Um it's lovely talking to you. I think that I work in the healthcare field and I know that a lot of people deal with like addiction and they deal with just being unhealthy physically because of diabetes, high blood pressure. Um, and I know, like, you being from Kingston, Jamaica, alcoholism is like a huge thing that the country deals with. But I think it's all Caribbean. I think someone talked the other day and they were like, they went to one of the Caribbean islands and alcohol was cheaper than water.
It's weird that.
Right?
It's weird that. Not Jamaica though.
Not Jamaica. Well,
Definitely not.
thankfully.
But even though it's not cheap in Jamaica though, all right. Growing up, I would have seen ones use rum,
Yeah.
and that would have been not even a big man, an old man drink
Yeah.
for me. Because everybody I used to see drink that would have walk and stagger, drop,
Yeah.
them argument with their wife or
Yeah.
them spouse, them kids. It was always that vibes, them come home every fortnight and get them pay.
Yeah.
Every end of month, by the time them reach up to them family, the money done.
Yeah.
That was rum.
Yeah.
It was a thing that I don't even like. I don't drink rum.
Yeah.
Period. But like, it's a thing from then it scarred my mind where I say, I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to be that guy walking and leading up on the roadside.
Yeah.
But now, and then before I reach now, then no kids, no teen, no 21, 24, 25-year was drinking rum.
Yeah.
Now they would have drink like, like a lighter beer,
Yes.
stout.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now, in Jamaica, you got a 12-year-old, 11-year-old drinking rum like it's water.
Yeah.
So it's getting worse
Yeah.
because more people vibes in. more than working.
Yeah.
More people use social
Yeah.
more than going outside.
Yeah.
You know, and using their mind and thinking and being physical. So them have more time to sit and vibes and drink. Once you want to lime or vibes, you're gonna drink.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a thing where we have to be mindful of. Also be careful because you just speak of diabetes and all other
Yeah. And it's all related to alcohol
mucus that
use.
come up after these
Yes.
chemicals that they mix together. 'Cause you have to say chemical because when you light it, you see flame.
That's right.
You know,
It's so interesting because I really feel a lot of pain when I think about like all the alcohol use in my family that was very common growing up. And I think about like people just wanting to like mask whatever mental health situation they were experiencing, whether that's, sadness, depression, anxiety, some people mentioning to me when I was growing up, oh, I need to take a drink so I can calm my nerves. Like let me calm down, let me get a drink. That was, their symptoms of anxiety coming up. And now, they have to kind of like mask that by using alcohol.
that's how they train their mind, though. You know, it's really a mental thing.
It really is.
Yes, it is a mental thing. Whether it's someone want to use the herb and say they got to use the herb to keep calm or use alcohol to keep calm, it's really a mental thing because you just have to train yourself. It's not easy,
Yeah.
as I said, but you just got to train yourself
Yeah.
for situations when it come up, you know.
Yeah.
And being prepared is better to overcome situation than not being prepared.
That's right.
So you know, as me say, you have to feed yourself with things during life, growing. You know what I mean? Say whenever you come on that consciousness, just don't turn off from it. Just keep growing because it's not just a no process; it's an ongoing process that you gotta keep on doing. So whether it's anxiety that come into you, or panic, something, you know,
Yeah.
you already build, you already train, you already train your mind yourself for this situation that's coming towards you because it's life. Then you're gonna understand, all right. Once you start change your diet, eat certain things, live certain way, you're gonna start to seek life naturally.
I agree with you 1,000%. You would have a lot less depression if you managed your life in a
You're gonna
way that
seek
was
life.
healthy,
You know what
right?
I'm saying? So it's gonna make you more happier
Yeah.
and more focused, and it's gonna make you wanna feed focus and starve distraction. That's something that I always say.
Yeah.
You know, and it's also healthy to be around healthy environment,
Yes.
healthy people, healthy mind,
How do you tell when an environment is healthy? Like, how are you able to uh, identify that?
because of growth. You know what I'm saying? Once you move on from something, you're not supposed to be back around that same thing. You're not supposed to find yourself in that situation or worse a situation. Don't go there thinking that you're a hero, that you're going to heal this or fix this situation where you need healing and help at the same time. You know what I'm saying? How you know? Because your pulse going to tell you. Whatsoever brought you from moving from A to want to go to B is going to let you know that, hey, remember, some people just want to, as I say, play hero.
Mm.
That's with most people nowadays.
Mm.
They want to play hero, and the next one that don't want to play hero is seeking attention. It's for you to feed the focus and stop distraction. That's when you're going to know that you're in a healthy environment.
That's beautiful. Very well put. I start to think about like triggers, right? Because we all, even no matter how healthy we are and no matter how positive we try to remain, there are things in our life that triggers us.
And that's good. That's all right because that's the thing that going to keep you grounded. Once you trigger, that means your spirit is not good with it. It's not for you. I shouldn't be here. Don't fight it. Don't take yourself from a situation and move forward. That's how it goes. That's one of the ways how you know that you're not in a healthy environment.
That's so interesting. It sounds like you listen to your inner voice.
100%.
Sounds like that is your navigating
100%.
force. How do we find our inner voice? Because sometimes I feel like I will always get something saying to me, Wahida, you forgot to do this. Wahida, don't do it that way because this will happen. And then sometimes I'll listen and sometimes I won't.
And that's the thing. Is as I said, is you have to just trust the process, and it's an ongoing process. That you just have to make sure that you keep yourself around the environment and the people, because, of course, times will come where you need to test yourself, though.
Yeah.
You need to test your thought process.
Yeah.
And I use, some people might start at a later stage in their life, while some people might start at an earlier stage in their life.
Yes, because it's a journey.
It's a journey.
Hmm.
But give thanks, I had to start at an earlier stage in my life because of the situation of where I lived and my surrounding.
Yeah, because you grew up in a very tough area.
It's beautiful too, at
Beautiful,
the same
but
time,
tough.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a combination.
I'm from there, so look
Yes.
at me. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
place with beautiful people, you know. But
Yeah.
situation, as I say, you know,
Yeah.
arises where it's just survival mood. Everybody have the different way how they survive in different culture and different places and
Yeah.
landmass, you know.
I love that you say that because it is so beautiful. It's a lot of
100%.
like greatness came out of that.
100%.
So you got to recognize that.
100%.
You know, when I was growing up, I remember my father always listening to Bob Marley and always smoking
That's the
marijuana.
Greatest. That's the greatest. That's the legend right there. You know?
And I would always be so embarrassed because I'm like, Daddy, why are you smoking marijuana? But now that I'm older and I understand why people do it.
Nah, because end of the day is the scrutiny with them they put. You know why? They scrutinize it. And also the vegetable. That's why I'm saying a lot of things that Rasta used to teach and show the ones them
It was
how to use.
it was painted
was
negatively.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
And now they putting big bills on it
So I have lots to say about that.
for you to get them now, you know?
It's so interesting because yes, when I was younger, I definitely had a certain image of my dad because he was smoking marijuana. And I'm like, Daddy, you're supposed to act this way. How could you be smoking marijuana? And he would laugh at me.
His
And
daddy cracked the code long time.
right?
Mhm.
He would just laugh at me like you don't even know what you're talking about. But now recently I met this man and I found out when I did my research on him that he made $700 million on a cannabis
Brand.
company,
Mhm.
right? That he started in New York, right here in New York, in Brooklyn, Manhattan as well. And $700 million this one man made. And then I think about how many people that can help. $700 million. There's people that have been incarcerated because of marijuana.
That's what you should be thinking.
That's all I'm thinking about. Like
what? How do these people that were incarcerated and
penalized,
disrespected,
robbed.
disrespected, you know,
Yeah.
of them rights because they were using something that's now been taxed and sold at a high price on the shelf
Yeah.
legally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many students got kicked out of school? How many youths' future got destroyed because they were using that plant?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
A
saying?
medicinal plant.
A medicinal plant, life,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But everything I say is a process. It's an ongoing process. And it's just for us to maintain it and don't lose the freedom that we're getting. You know? Because I was also told to when I was growing up, don't have your right and lose it.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize that them have the right in the middle of them and but them tilt them on like this so it drop out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just know what you have and keep your on like this. You know? And we use the herbs for I and I as a sacrament. It's not recreational for me.
Yeah.
And it's nothing to be disrespectful to no one. You know, it's something personal, it's a healing, it's a meditational purpose for me. Every single thing I do, I use a plant. Every single song I've ever sing, the plant is either before, after, while, or during. Right through. You know what I'm saying? Before I sleep, when I wake up, before I eat, after I eat, before I make $1 million, after you make $1 million, you know, you use the plant. It's my sacrament, you know. And it's for everyone. I would encourage everyone who use it to find out the real meaning and truth behind it so them can use it more positive and more confidently.
That's absolutely right. It's you wouldn't know this, but I'll share it with you. There's a Hindu god, and his name is Lord Shiva, and in the in the depiction of him, he has dreads, and his dreads are wrapped around his head in like a bun, and then
I think I've seen that already, yeah.
you see him smoking.
It was a pipe like?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you see him smoking marijuana.
Marijuana. Yeah,
So it's so interesting.
but that's the thing too. As you say, the Indians, the monks, they use the plants,
As
the sacrament, the meditation. You know, that's what it is, though. It's medicine. It's healing. You know what I'm saying? So all of these elements, you know, is something that was given to I and I from creation, because it's earth is the plant, you know, and we are the earth and the fullness thereof. So I just tap in more and more into knowing and understanding myself, you know, judging myself and not judging nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And I want to do that so I can deal with everybody else more positively and more freer.
and be open
Yeah,
to receiving the goodness
100%.
that comes with them,
100%.
right? And then maybe blocking out the things that don't align with whatever you
You
think.
know, it's no maybe, you know, I always Jah up before me, you know, because some battle I can't fight, you know. Some me have to respect Jah do it, you know.
That's
Yeah.
right. What's a book that was instrumental to like your life that you feel you read and it just spoke to you? And is that like a book about, you know,
The Bible,
yeah,
that's the only book I can remember. To how long them have studied it, you know what I'm saying? I studied that book for years,
It's
66 chapter, you know what I'm saying?
it's so interesting because I think all Caribbean people, no matter your religion, I mean, my family had several different religions, and some of them were Christians, and I had to do Bible studies when I was younger, and it was
Me.
like you were forced
And what
to read
else
it.
resonate on your subconscious mind more than that seed that was planted from young? But it's how I received it, and I give thanks. And everything I know is from how the Creator, the Most High, want you to be the instrument for Him, because we were all designed to praise Jah and to do His will.
That's right.
So no matter how you want to think now, what Jah has in store for me and for you, you're going to do what you have to do regardless, and I'm going to do what I have to do regardless, because we are all instrument of the Most High, you know. And how I received the book, you know, from I was young, is to take the good and apply it to life, you know. And I give thanks to the household that I grew up into. It wasn't a judgmental one. So we never did have that free will of judging, criticizing. You know, it's more, you better know. Yeah, you know, they never like the word belief in the house. They always say, you better go know, you better know, you better know. So you see, that lived with me from a child growing up, you know. And I must say this too. Most of the things them that I do now, say now, sing now, live now, is from my earlier age.
You recapturing those moments.
Like, I never live past, I don't do nothing different past 14, really and truly.
That's so interesting. What's a favorite childhood memory you have?
Me, I got a lot. So much. It's not one favorite. I mean, I had a great childhood life, you know. I lived as a child growing up, you know. I was really one of them young, wild and free kid, you know. We were happy despite situation, you know. I had a lot of memories. School, some I can't talk about. You
Yeah.
know, it's fun memories, you know.
Yeah.
Not bad, but you know, you have to hold it down because everybody
Hold
grow
it
up.
down. That's
But-
right. Yes. They have a different upbringing. Something about your parents, something positive about your parents, something that really
Never saw my mom and dad arguing. And I was born in the house. I was born in their life together. They were together. My dad passed away 2 years ago in my mom's arm, and I can say I've never seen it. My dad argued with my mom before. Never. So there's something that, I mean, I know every stick of them or bush, what goes to them, no must go for I and I, but it's something that live with I, you know? Yeah,
Something that you probably measure your relationships
100%.
to, you know,
I
like,
mean, it don't always, as I say, goes like, oh,
yeah,
you the ex, but I do live with that because, as I say, I don't really live past 14 with my ways,
yeah.
you know, so everything that's in me already stuck from then.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's one of the things I always try to say, never go to bed argue and, you know, make solve it. And even with life, like, I have no enemies. I have no grudge against nobody. I have nobody that I have up, you know, and
Why do you think you have no grudges? Why do you think that is? I know for me, I think it's a mindset. I think that when you really understand how everything that someone does to you, it's really how you react to it. And so if you react positively to even the worst things that someone does to you, and you accept that this is the path that the higher power wants you to go through in order to get to the next stage, if you truly accept that in your heart, then I believe that you never have a grudge because you understand that all of these individuals you interact with, they're all instruments and they're there to make you grow and get better.
you see what I know is that, like, everything in life have its place, as you say. And you know, Jah put us. I don't think Jah would ever give me nothing that I don't ever decide. I don't ever need to have, you know.
Yeah.
And at the same time, nobody can hurt me if I don't let them.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I've learned from when I was a kid. You can't blame nobody for something that you should have to control over.
That's right.
You know, and that's causing a lot of problem because a lot of people do things, and when they end up in the situation, they point the finger. You know, and not realizing that it's all you. It's really on you. It's a decision that you made before that led you here. And enough people don't think about that because they're living for the moment, which is all right because every man got the right to decide his own destiny. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to know what's for you, as I said before, and don't put yourself into things that go and trigger you off. Sometimes you have to go. You know, it's like you can sit down and set a plan for you want your life to be, right? And you know this way going to lead to this. This might come, 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 this might come. And we choose. That's what we really do, you know. And some people choose hoping that this don't happen, even though they know it in the line.
That there's a possibility.
And when the possibility come,
They
snap
don't
out.
deal with it. Yeah, they don't deal with it. That's a really good way to look at it. I'm thinking when you say this, what has your past relationships taught you? Because I'm thinking about relationships when I hear, that explanation.
Mm-hmm.
So, what as a man, what has your past relationships taught you about love, about partnership?
Oh, me? I just keep it 100. You know, honesty is the best policy. And I learned that from my granny. Give thanks again. You know, I did something when I was young that she forgive me for.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I got caught,
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I got caught when I think I was clear through the
Smooth.
door.
Yeah.
And then she taught me that, yo, why you lie to me?
Mm.
I'm going to tell her why I lied to her. And then she teach me that, yo, you know why you get beaten? And it play on my mind for days. And it's only when I lie me used to get beaten.
Mm.
Whenever I used to tell them the truth, them would have angry and vexed and come right down. go on where you go. And
Yeah.
every time it's like they know when I line because it's a tag and war until it snap them and them I get beaten. You know what I'm saying? And that day when I got caught, I lied to her, and she tell me what she tell me, and from there on, I think that's what healed me
Yeah.
as a kid
Yeah.
with enough people to, and they couldn't understand why I'm stay so,
Yeah.
you know. And I hear people say it now who knew me from when I was young. Yo, you stay this way from your young still, you know. And I'm glad they see it, and I'm glad a lot of people knew me too, so they don't put it in the sense and mix up who I am truly with what I do,
That's right.
you know.
Absolutely.
So they know me for real, and that's the next thing too. I only stay around people that know me. I don't put myself around people that don't understand me. It make no sense,
Yeah.
you know, because
It's
that's the next
uncomfortable.
way to be uncomfortable and be unhappy.
That's
Like you
right.
know the things that's gonna make you not be what you wanna be. So it's best not do it. I stay around my community. I try to keep that healthy, positive. Make sure I fight for this, because this is what keep my peace of mind. This is what make me strive. This is what make me go on. You know, yeah, and keep the team alive.
It's so interesting because lying is also something that I think that I learned early. Like, I don't like to lie because I don't remember my lies.
I mean,
I like to be honest.
we born do it because of fear. We were taught fear, and that's the next thing to that. When they drive fear out of me,
Yeah.
you know,
Just
because
tell the truth.
we born and them tell you about duppy story, you know,
Yeah. Oh,
and it
okay.
would get you scared when you're young. So fear bring
Yes.
lie.
Yes. Fear brings lies. Yes.
And when you realize, say, once a man, twice a child,
Yeah.
so you come, so you go, then you don't have no more fear,
That's right.
you know. And then we have people, we have ones who have situations
Yeah.
that hit them, that make you know that, all right, I ain't gotta lie. Some things I just ain't gotta say.
Exactly. You can choose
Keep your
not to
mouth shut.
disclose. Yeah.
Some things you can keep quiet.
Yeah.
While some things, you know, it's not, it's just like having a right and giving it up, as I say. So like for a companion, a man and woman, you have to tell her the truth. So just figure out the way you're going to tell her the truth. You know she going to feel her way, but figure it out where she going to feel her way, but then she going to respect you because you gave her the truth. And that's what I've managed to do. Try my best to do a lot.
It's so incredible because I feel like that's what women are always saying. They hate being lied to. They want to know what's going on so that they can cope with whatever it is. But when they're misled,
And it's not just woman saying, it's a level of loyalty. It's life. Because as a man, you have a virgin around you. You want to know the truth.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You have an empress, you and her that together. Of course, it's not like when you're on the virgin. You want to know that what we have together
it's
is
authentic.
real.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
the
authentic.
moment I have to think that it's not, then you can go.
Yeah,
You know, if we're on that level. If we're not on that level, then, I mean, you play around as you want. It's all on you know what I'm saying? But once you're keeping it 100, then we keep it 100 for real.
yeah,
Teamwork make the dream work. It's not peace, it's not less like, it's that for real. Nobody want to be misled. So it's not just a woman, a man too.
yes,
A man don't want to be misled. You know, and it's not like me can't take the truth, I can't take the truth. I just don't like to be curious.
yeah,
Curiosity really kill a cat. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like to be curious. Just give me the truth and we deal with it. Don't worry about what you're going, because we're going to accept the truth and we're going to respect you, you know. As me say, it's how you give the truth to. So you can't give the truth with respect and you can't give the truth with disrespect.
that's right.
You know? So give the truth with respect. And that's how I go about it. Me give him the truth with respect. What you going to do to me, really and truly?
I think it's just more valuable that way.
You can't do nothing to me.
Yeah. It's so much more valuable when people are honest, people are truthful, people speak with sincerity, you know? You value what they say.
And once you speak the truth from the beginning, then there's no reason to go down the lie road. Because if you lied before, like I've lied before in my past, once you start lie, it's a long road of lie. Like it's just around the table of lie till you start lying to yourself.
Yeah.
You're confused. You know, remember, you can't remember all the lies.
No.
But you know, you always remember what happened for real.
Yeah.
The truth. So I just live my truth. You know, as I say, it's not everything my have to say to everybody though. but I just live my truth.
When you're in Kingston, Jamaica, and you're around the people that love you and respect you, what's one thing you think everybody would say about you?
Why? Maybe I have to ask them, you know. Why? I don't even know what they would say about me. I mean, what do we say about me?
Maybe super creative,
I mean, everybody say I'm
right?
talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very talented. He's super talented. You know, everybody
Were
would
they
say that.
surprised when you just went,
I think I've been a shock, a surprise to a lot of people,
yeah,
including myself, because it's not something that we saw coming. You know, you're growing up knowing that you're going to be a footballer because you've been playing football. I never knew that I was going to be an artist.
maybe your grandmother knew though,
She definitely knew. 'Cause
right?
she was always telling me to sing for the Lord. You know what I'm
Right?
saying? She was always on my back, and I was wondering, yo, sing. Why you want me sing?
Yeah.
But she definitely knew. She saw it coming. You know, and even one of my biggest success in music, We Pray, came because of grandma too. Because she always said sing for the Lord. So now I become a singer. I'll be singing. I remember I sing a song, go bless my heart, oh Jaja, guide I through the day. Lead I into your righteous hands. To the Most High I give praise. Over yonder it be greater to see our King's face, Lord. Bless my heart, oh Jaja, guide I through the day. Grandma said, that's another song for the Lord. And I sing the song thinking, so she, of course, I ain't a Rasta, but you know, she
Yes.
do her thing, respect everyone's faith,
That's right.
you know. So me I say, me I go sing a song and grandma go love it now. Because you know, it's a grandmother, you want them to forget the past and thing, you know, anything what you do,
Exactly.
eventually. And she said, that's another song for the Lord, my grandson. I'm like,
She's tough.
yeah, give thanks to grandma.
Yeah.
Man. I love her, man. I love that, you know. And it made me went back in my meds though. So
Yeah.
give thanks for our toughness, you know.
Yeah.
And I went back again and then I sang We Pray.
That's a
We
beautiful
ain't
song.
giving up, put up a fight, you know. Feature my brother Popcorn, big him up. And I was like, because I'm a Taurus, you know. I was like, remember I did it for her. But I was like, I ain't sending this to grandma, you know. Because she gonna tell me, say this is another song for the
She's going to critique it. Yeah. Hmm.
It's not just the critique I'm scared of, you know. She gonna
Yeah.
say this is not a song for the Lord, and I've been trying to do one that's for the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my cousin sent it to her. One of my cousins heard it. She lives in Canada. My grandma lives in Canada. So my cousin sent it to her, and I only see my phone with grandma. So I answer it, happy, you know, excited. Every time I see grandma name comes, so I run go to it, and she say, "You finally sing a song for the Lord."
Wow.
I was like, "You sure it's my song you listen to?" And she's like, "I don't know my grandpit." I was like, "Which song, grandma?" She said, "We Pray with You and Popcorn." I'm like, "You like it?" She's like, "Yes, I love this one." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I guess that woman was,
She gave you the cosign. She knew.
she
I love that
definitely
song
knew.
too. I'm not going to lie. That's one of my favorite ones. Um,
Is the people favorite.
and it talks about your spirituality. And that's why it's so powerful.
And as I say, we speak life. We sing what we do. I chant a prayer 24/7. Before I get here, on my way, when I leave in. So I am.
Do you believe in manifestation? Do you believe in the power of manifestation?
It's not belief. It's knowing, you know.
Knowing the power of
You have
manifestation.
to know
I think
yourself.
that's a better way to phrase it. Knowing the power of
Like I believe bring
manifestation.
doubt. It bring doubt, you know, it bring unsure. You have to know. And once you want to know, you're going to seek till you know. Yeah, because it's not, I know because I'm a living testimony. You know, I see life manifest in front of in many ways. You know, some might be scared, some might not be scared. You know, some might be shocked, some might be surprised. You know, but life is real. And there's nothing you can do to undo that. You know what I'm saying? So everything in life that should manifest will once it's for you. As I say, we are all instrument and tools of the Most High, designed to carry on His will, to replenish the earth. So, what is for you is for you. What is mine. What is yours is yours. That's
That's so beautifully said. I love that. It's been a pleasure interviewing you. You were amazing.
respect.
Always come back. You're always welcome. I am excited about any new projects, anything you're working on,
Oh,
anything
let
we
me
can
tell you, I
listen.
have a new single that's gonna be out. It's out already. So everyone that's listening, that's watching, can go ahead and stream it. It's titled "Worth It." Worth It, and it's for the ladies. So it's Dre Island Worth It for the ladies. And I'm putting out an album titled "Welcome to Paradise" for all the empress them, all the women of tomorrow. Yes, I. Love is what I come to bring.
We're excited. We are all excited about that. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you.
Give thanks every time. It's a pleasure being here.
Thank you. Take care,
Rastafari.
guys.